And I'm Regina Gill, and we're back with Jude Amsel, who is an artist, a ceramicist, a teacher, and for the purposes of this conversation today, the premier curator for the Gold Coast Art Center's gallery. And Jude's history with the Art Center, and with me personally, goes back many, many years to when we were still in the basement of a church on St. Paul's Place. And we were there for 2 years before we outgrew it. And we were then known as the Great Neck Art Center. We've also been known as the Great Neck Center for the Visual and Performing Arts. But for the past 3 years, we've been known as the Gold Coast Art Center to reflect the fact that we have grown into a regional entity. We are the only multi-art center in Nassau County outside of a college campus. And we offer art, music, dance, theater, and film, and every single variation on all of those themes. So today we're talking about the art part. And so Jude, when we got to the church, we were already 5 years in for building up the process, just running around and telling everybody, you need an art center in this community. This community has a long legacy and history of the arts. And one day you showed up with your little kids at the church where we had just opened up our school.
Where you already had a wonderful reputation of having amazing instructors and teachers, and it was the go-to place. I had come from the city and transplanted to Great Neck, and this was such an amazing find. And I stuck my head into the Regina Gill's office and said, I really want to thank you for giving my children this opportunity to excel in the arts and focus on what they really love. And she said, oh, I hear you're an artist. I'm doing a fundraiser. Want to get involved? And I said, of course. And it's, you know, ever since then, I haven't looked back. Every day.
Do you remember that project?
Yes. She commissioned me at the time to do, I'm a ceramic artist that does photo imaging. And I designed a tile with Regina, because she's a fabulous artist as well. And we sat down together and designed a tile that we sold to the Chamber of Commerce at the time. And it was a fundraiser, and we raised quite a bit of money. It was wonderful.
For us, it was a lot of money.
Yeah, little steps, you know, got us to where we are today.
Absolutely. And for people in this country who don't know this, the arts community is constantly and tirelessly trying to find support for the work that they do. So to have somebody, a private citizen, walk in and say, I can do this, I can help, was literally music to my ears. Well, is it literally music to my ears? Everything is music to my ears. I'm in an art center. And we are in the art center, so this is a busy place, phones ring. Right now everybody's trying to be quiet for the purposes of this interview, but so let's catch the quiet while we can. So you have taught ceramics, you have gone and exhibited in all kinds of places. Your work is in the Hamptons, your work is in Long Island, so your work is everywhere.
Europe, yeah.
I own some of your work, people buy your work. But then came a point when you said, I think that I would like to bring other artists and showcase their work. Right. How did that happen?
That happened when my children grew up and I moved to Long Island City, and I was surrounded by artists left and right. And usually when I go on vacation, my first destination is a museum, a gallery, and I love to talk. And I love to talk. I love to talk art. And I just connected to these artists, and I put it out there and said, I know you're this big shot artist and you exhibit in Chelsea. Well, I've been working at this wonderful not-for-profit organization, the Gold Coast Art Center in Great Neck, for many, many years. Would you like to exhibit? And they jumped at it. And when they came and saw our space, that blew them away, because they told me, we have been in beautiful Chelsea galleries, but this is unbelievable. And the way you present it and the reception, it's over the top. So I'm very proud of that. And we are now, it's a destination to come here. I feel that we've bridged not just the city, but Europe. We've had artists that did our mural outside from Dijon. We have artists that
Dijon, not the mustard?
Oh, yes, Dijon, France. And she did the mural. So I'm really connecting to a lot of different artists and bringing that to Great Neck, and the community has really appreciated it and opened up, and it's the buzz. And we've won, I think it's our 3rd year in a row, Best Gallery on Long Island.
And part of being the best gallery, the public should know, it's admission free.
Yes.
And so it costs nothing to come here. It's open 7 days a week and the evenings. So it's really an easy opportunity for somebody who's not so sure about what current art trends are to show up. Now, at this moment, what you're looking at over my shoulder is our art students, because once a year we turn this gallery over to the art students. We give them
the platform.
And I defy anybody to come seriously to come and see. Now, behind us is Adam Handler's work, which is gorgeous, but completely fits into what's going on because he's completely in touch with his inner child. And you can't really tell sometimes what work has been done.
And that's where it starts, I think. We do a lot of docent tours. Many school groups come by. And I know it's always been such an important part for Regina. It's education. So we're bringing students here. They're coming through our halls and they go, wow, how'd they do that? I want to learn how to do that. Well, you can learn how to do that. And after we give a tour of the gallery to the school groups, they do a hands-on activity that is related what is hanging on the walls. Yeah. And the expression on their face where I can do this, that to me makes worth it, all of this worth doing it. It's so rewarding.
And it's non-judgmental. There's a statistic that was pointed out not that long ago that that they did a survey. We're affiliates of the Kennedy Center in Washington, and they did a test, and they asked 50 5-year-olds, not 55, but 50 5-year-olds, how many of you are artists? And every hand went up, every single hand, boys, girls, every hand went up. They followed these kids, and 10 years later, when these kids were in high school, they asked the same question, and 3 hands went up. And so what happens? Everybody feels very comfortable with their creativity when they're 5, but by the time they're 15, it's not so cool to say you're an artist. There's a label attached. There's more.
Right.
It's a more loaded question.
I see it when I teach adults, and they come back after many years
so
of not
inhibited
doing
and so
art.
Worried. We wanted to talk about Louis Lamboy.
Yeah, we sure do.
Who is the artist who's joining Adam Handler and the exhibit. And Louis is a star in his own right. Can we kind of get something out there for Louis?
Yes, Louis Lamboy, ZMAD, that's his tag name. I met him.
And what's a tag name?
A tag name is a graffiti artist has a name that they use, because if they put their own name on the wall, they would probably be in big trouble. So he is older now and wiser and only does legal art. But back in the day, he rode the subways. And
he was one of those guys.
Yeah, he was, and he has great stories to tell.
He does.
And then but he's known internationally. He's just this. He's taking graffiti to a further step now, and that's why we're exhibiting him at the Gold Coast Arts Center.
Not for the first time.
Not for the first time, and he's a big friend of the Arts Center. Anytime we need a little help in spray painting the walls and giving us
tagging the walls,
he's there for us. We're very grateful for that. He performs on stage with celebrities. He is the backdrop when artists are performing. He's the artist that you see spraying in the background while they're dancing and giving their concerts. He's internationally known. He draws so many people just because of who he is, the essence of who he is. I can't say enough about him and what a friend he is to the Art Center.
He's a generous spirit.
And we're very happy that he's exhibiting with us.
We're thrilled. And we really invite the public to come take advantage of the opportunity to see these 2 artists work. You want to repeat the dates of the exhibit?
Yes, it's Sunday, May 7th from 4 to 7 o'clock.
Is the reception.
To
meet them.
Yes.
And the exhibit will run from?
And the artists are going to be here, so it's always fun to meet them. And the exhibit will be running until September 15th.
Gives everybody a lot of time. I want to thank you, Jude. I want to thank you for the work you do, and I want to thank you for helping us explain what's going on at the Gold Coast Arts Center. This has been a presentation of PATV in celebration of World Art Day. Thanks.
Thank you.